Hello, that's me.
Welcome to NBNR, the authority on unfiltered opinions and authentic player insight for Nebraska athletics. Connect with us on Twitter, Instagram, and at nbnrpodcast.com.
We have the saying, no block, no rock.
We just really love Utter. He's a junkyard dog.
Kenny Bell ran up to me. He's like, you know what you just did? Get mad. When you go get in the portal and go to another podcast?
You know, usually dumbbells are in pairs. They had 5 dumbbells.
Dang on it, Muhammad.
GBR.
Oh,
He's trying to get me.
Damn it. I'm trying to not give away, I'll start off back here,
yeah.
but then it's the whole.
Kyle was ready.
It's a front and back and forth.
Yeah, you just keep doing that on TikTok. You're going to get us banned. Go be ready, need. No block, no rock. Season 3, episode 46.
This is going to be coming out next week, like in your podcast areas.
Yeah, wherever you find them.
Next Tuesday, it'll come out at its normal scheduled time. But I'm out of town next week, and we all decided that we wanted to spend 2 times with us this week. So here we are.
Yeah.
We're like 30 seconds in, and I'm already regretting this.
No, you shouldn't. Come on.
But there is no guest this week to tell me that they're faster than I am. So that is a big win for me.
Or that you have a punchable face.
Yeah.
Well,
God.
just kidding.
Dunked on all over the place.
I will say the last 2 episodes, if you haven't checked them out, we've had 2 great interviews with females from Hurrdat Sports.
Yep.
And
Indeed.
they are both former college athletes at the University of Nebraska, Omaha, and they both are really good at dunking on Connor.
Yeah.
Yes, they're currently at the College World Series. They're at the Slowdown. So look, I know we don't do free plugs or whatever, but
Go check out the Hurrdat Tailgate. Go say hi to those guys.
they came on our show.
Howard. This is good coverage of the call.
Today, actually.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't
So many
go
barrels.
TikTok and see it. Yeah. Nobody else.
All right, what are we drinking, fellas? I'm drinking the Dirty 30.
Again.
2.
Dirty 32.
Just sneak it in there. It's pretty good. It's 90-something degrees out.
Crushable beer.
I just need something crushable.
Yeah.
Crush the heat. This is doing it.
I will say that the Dirty 30 is my favorite beer that I've had since we started this, like when we started recording here and like drinking
It's been like 2 years.
NBC beer.
Yeah.
Like that is the best beer that I've drank. Like I could drink 100 of them. Like they're so good.
Well, that's the point.
Yeah.
I want you to drink 100 of them.
Right.
Yeah. Especially when it's free.
Right.
Nothing better. Mike, what you got? What free beer you got, boy?
So Kyle, you're wrong. The best beer on tap is the EOS. The Hefeweizen is an excellent beer, the best beer on tap at Nebraska Brewing Company. I'm heavily biased for it, so don't ask me. I'll tell you that every time. And Connor's drinking a Pilsner.
Which, yeah, I was going to say, you're all wrong. The best beer on tap is the Pilsner. I have 40 really good beers on tap for you. You should all come in and try them and let us know why we're wrong.
Yeah, once you're at the Cultural Series, you get your fix, your baseball fix. You don't need to go get the Jello shots.
No.
You don't need to do all that.
You can actually go check out there, I believe 4, maybe 5 beers at Blatt, right across from the stadium.
Blatt.
We have a bunch of beers on at Blatt. So if you want to try some NBC beers, you are at the College World Series. Heavily recommend going to check them out.
There's a roof,
Yeah, there is.
air conditioning.
There is air conditioning, which is a big time win.
Praise God.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Can we just talk about this real quick? Before everybody comes in for the Cultural Series, 75 for the high.
Yeah. It's a ginger's paradise.
Holy shnikes.
Yeah.
Thursday hits, and it's just hell visits Omaha weather-wise.
Welcome to the College World Series. Every fucking
Every year.
But
Storm,
usually
rain is
storm.
coming.
Yeah, I'll say
No.
usually it's like
Rain is coming
yes,
this weekend.
stormy, just bullshit every time.
It's
Yeah.
like, I don't mean to get this like inferiority complex, I guess, but it's like, all these people that come to Omaha, it's going to be fucking muggy and hot and brutal. And it's like, people are just going to think that's what it's like all the time. Omaha sucks, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, if you were just here yesterday,
Yeah.
it was 75 and beautiful.
And I can tell you that yesterday there was not some random lady as I was parking, totally capable, walking across the street. And then 2 blocks down the road, I run into her and she must have found like this metal rod and she was pretending to be blind and she almost impaled me with this thing. I was on my way into work. Then I get to Dodge Street. There's people driving the wrong way down Dodge Street because they're all tourists, right? They're all people that aren't from Omaha.
My God.
I'm talking my walk into work this morning was
scenic.
So,
Yeah,
you
an
say
adventure.
you were almost impaled by this woman.
yeah, she was carrying like this metal rod and pretending to be blind
But
for
you-
some reason.
But you saw
Okay.
her before.
Yeah, I saw her before walking across the street,
Fucking-
totally fine.
Well, see, now I have an issue because I want my $50 back. I was told you would be impaled.
For those of you that are watching us on StreamYard or TikTok, make sure you drop a like, drop a question, comments in the chat, and we'll make sure we touch those before the end of the episode.
Yeah. Someone said, I can't see the name because I have it on the side.
Don't get
Some-
twisted.
Some big barrels there.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
big barrels.
And Connor, just for a fun
Thank
fact for
you.
the listeners, how much beer can one barrel hold?
One barrel's about 35 gallons, depending. So the ones that TikTok can see right now, those are whiskey and bourbon barrels. So those will hold about 35 gallons. There's some bigger ones on the far end that are Chardonnay. They look a lot cleaner. Those are about 51 gallons.
And how many kegs is that?
For a whiskey or bourbon barrel, that's about 2 of the big kegs. When you imagine a keg,
Yep.
yeah, it's about 2 of those, a little bit extra.
Okay. Fun fact for you, beer fact. It's a beer pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't come here with the whole gallons and the like. Come at me with the kegs, boy.
Yeah, like how
That's
many
how people know.
kegs?
Jared,
Yes.
you're a teacher. You should be the one.
And I know people's limitations when it comes to
Right.
mathematics.
If they're listening to us, they might have some limitations.
Yeah. And not just math. Let's talk about like the most significant news to come out of Husker athletics. And look, the sport that it happened in is not exactly a sport that is a huge revenue generator and nobody watches our TikToks for it, or they don't listen to this podcast usually unless we have special softball player guests.
Yeah, it's earth-shattering news for a non-traditionally earth-shattering sport.
It's as earth-shattering as it gets.
Yeah,
Not being football, because
Right.
Jordy Ball, who is a graduate of Papillion La Vista, my
LV baby.
my alma mater. You guys got your Millard South. Oh yeah,
I don't.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Jordy Ball, Papio boy, old school, 2-time national champ.
And MVP of that national
Listen.
of one of those national championships.
We talk. Okay, I know I'm bringing it back to football for a second, but we talked about Dylan Raiola, number one, best prospect. There's uncertainty, of course, because he hasn't played it down. This girl, number 1 prospect coming out of high school,
Gatorade Player of the Year.
Gatorade Player of the Year, and did the damn thing on the field.
And
And you
still
know,
doing the damn thing.
like, you know what you're getting. This isn't some unknown.
This is not Pee Wee.
No.
Not even close.
No. So all our softball fans out there, I mean, look, I've never been to a Husker softball game. I can't lie. I'm not going to pretend like I have.
Kyle and I have after the spring game.
Yep.
And I
And
anticipate
It was awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Fantastic. I do need to try to make out at least one softball game a year. And I just want to tailgate in the parking lot and get like really rowdy. Cause I mean, it was fun. It was a
Yeah.
fun environment. And yeah.
I anticipate you guys will be going to more in the future.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
Well, now that we got Jordy Ball,
So-
got to go watch your pitch.
You're watching the best.
Leading up to the episode, Kyle and I were talking about, Jordy Ball stats, and looking at this most recent season, it is the most ridiculous stat line I have ever seen. In 33 appearances, she had a 1.09 ERA, and her opposing batting average was 0.145.
That's incredible.
Through 33 appearances. That's absolutely unreal. And of course, you talk about Oklahoma being this dynasty. They lost 1 game this season, 8 games in the last 3 seasons. But Kyle and I were talking, it's like, dude, when you go to the plate and you're facing Jordy Ball, do you just resign yourself like, I'm getting struck out?
Yeah.
Right.
It's like Nick Saban coming to Memorial Stadium in '95. Oh, game's over.
Yeah.
Why am I even doing this? I'm gonna lose.
Better luck next time.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a task.
See you in 30 years.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No, but like, and then there was that video that came out where she did an interview and she was talking about how, during the fall she would not feel like herself and she would kind of not that she lost her competitiveness, but she just, I guess, felt homesick but then she talks about all this and then it's like, you still played like that?
Right.
Just imagine how she might play more comfortable, or could that be a bad thing? I don't know. But like, this is going to be unbelievable. I'm not saying they're going to win the College World Series or anything.
No.
I mean, it certainly does
But-
not hurt your chances.
Hello.
They were already a good team though. Like that's the thing is like Nebraska softball, they're not scrubs, especially in the Big Ten.
Sure.
So you bring in a dominant ace in Jordy Ball and
Well, and again,
out.
we've talked about this in recruiting pretty much across all sports. But when you get just this bombshell transfer like this, look at what that's going to do for recruiting.
oh yeah, people
When-
want to play with her.
Yeah, exactly. So you're going to start pulling in better recruits because you've got a girl like Jordy Ball here just absolutely balling out. That's not a pun. But yeah, it doesn't hurt in recruiting either.
No. And people are comparing this to like, if Caitlin Clark were to leave Iowa.
Have you seen all those memes on Twitter?
Yeah.
I certainly
Shout
saw a
out
lot of them.
Parker.
Yeah.
He's having too much fun with that shit. I hope Parker listens because he got a free shout out today because that was fantastic.
His memes were pretty good.
The picture of Jordy Ball like with her family, and then you got Caitlin Clark in the middle.
Yeah.
He's just that shit's funny. I think Parker still owes us from the episode with what's his bucket?
Elijah.
Yeah, no.
Who?
The guy from
Take your time.
Lincoln KLN.
Oh, Caleb Henry?
Caleb Henry.
Yeah, Caleb Henry.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think Parker still owes us, like his tab is ongoing for all these extra shout outs he's getting. So
Yeah.
you can pay up whenever you want, Parker. But shout out to you for that the great content you're putting out today.
Oh, there's Caitlin again. Oh,
Yeah, because you remember that time we beat Iowa?
Oh, shit. Gosh, if only the football team had Caitlin Clark on their team, that might have worked. Well, for them. Wah, wah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just you think about how this could affect not just the near future, but it's like maybe bring more attention to softball in the state of
Yeah.
Nebraska. And
Does Nebraska become a destination for softball?
look, again, you guys come here and we're not softball experts,
No.
so it's not like we can just wax poetic for like a half hour about this.
Hey, if it's slow pitch, I can talk about it. But she throws a little faster than what I'm used to.
If she could beat me in a race and a soccer player, if she could score on me, I'm not worried about getting dunked on again. I'm here for the real, baby.
You know what I'd want to see? I want to see her not strike you out, but just hit you with the pitch.
Smoke me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm wearing like catcher's gear when
You're
I go to
wearing
that plate.
fucking laces on your face is what's going to happen,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
That's going to be an MBNR guarantee.
I'm wearing full gear when I step up to that plate. I'm going to catch 80 mile an hour to the chin.
And I guess to kind of wrap this up is like, you think of Rhonda Revelle, who's been there since Nam. Like we talked about that with our softball girls a couple weeks ago. It's like, could this be the twilight moment of her career? Like, what if she wraps up her 30+ year career with finally oh god,
A
do I
big
say
win.
national
No,
title?
No, we're
Damn
not
it.
saying that.
No.
I know. I'm
No.
sorry.
No.
It would just be cool.
Hey.
That's all.
Big Ten title would be good for me.
Yeah.
I'd settle.
Her longevity gets rewarded.
yeah.
Rewarded is the word I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, do we dare talk about the Big Ten schedule?
We might as well
Which one?
hit on that
Okay.
because that'll take us into the end of the episode. So we might as well do it.
Yeah.
Well, as I'm sure a lot of listeners know, the lone protected rival is Iowa.
Mhm.
Iowa.
Makes sense.
Trev tried to get Wisconsin.
And
Which-
Minnesota.
which
and Minnesota.
I am bummed that Wisconsin's not on that schedule.
I'm not at all actually because they weren't on there. You guys got to remember they weren't on there when we first joined the Big Ten either. They were on the other side. So
Right, but knowing the last 5-6 years with Wisconsin, I really wish that could have been a protected.
The only
Yeah,
hey,
I'm cool
and guess
with
what? You know what?
I'm cool with it.
But
No,
to
but
your
you're
point-
running away from L's. No,
I was
I want to kick the shit out of Wisconsin.
To that
No,
point,
I
you
agree.
You keep saying LLL. The only way you can break an L.
Is a W.
Is now
Yeah.
played every 3 years.
I'm sorry. Did it not take us 7 years to beat Iowa? Like
Hey.
we weren't running from L's then.
Yeah, but guess what?
And again,
We were
it
running
sounds
into
like-
them.
It sounds like Trev was told that we got one protected rivalry.
And everybody else got like 6 because
Yeah.
there's like 1,000 trophies in the Big
Just
Ten.
yeah, but
There's a trophy for every game.
I did not hate his rationale where he said Iowa was the easy number one,
Well, duh.
and then it was Wisconsin.
There's
and then
actually a
after
trophy.
Wisconsin, it was Minnesota, and I didn't disagree with his mentality. Sure, I would have liked to get Wisconsin. I wouldn't have hated to keep Minnesota.
That's another trophy game though, because you get the
Yeah.
broken bits of chair and $5 bill
I get
trophy.
it,
So
but when you get one option, he was right to choose Iowa.
yeah, because we just beat them. Remember that time we beat Iowa? Every time, it's so funny.
They could have went to the Big Ten championship game. Did you know that? God, I love it.
What the worst?
Well, you're living in the past. It's not the past.
It's literally the
It's
most.
as present as you get.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna have like Trev Alberts did go on Husker Nightly and say something like gamesmanship was play. Like, you know, he tried to get Minnesota and Wisconsin, but gamesmanship, that dark word, that dark cloud word.
Yeah.
We don't even really know what that means. It's like, God, that's so cryptic. Why are you being so cryptic? And I don't think that helps with the whole like perception that the Big Ten's out to get Nebraska. So as soon as he says gamesmanship, it's like, what's the first word that comes to mind? Conspiracy,
Right.
or they have it out for us.
Here's my big thing to Nebraska
It's
fans that
annoying.
think us only getting one protected rivalry, and obviously other schools got more than one.
What did
Um,
Rutgers get though?
What's that?
What did Rutgers get? Did
They're-
they just get Maryland?
Rutgers just got Rutgers. They're their
No,
own
Rutger-
worst enemy.
You know, I just who did
Rutgers
they get?
got Maryland as their protected
Okay, and
rival.
that's silly though.
Yeah, but
I mean,
like,
East Coast.
if,
You know,
if Nebraska wanted more protected rivalries, we should have been better. I mean, frankly, like that boils down to a lot.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
totally
we
agree.
just weren't good enough.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
mean,
that.
look,
That's
Penn's-
what it is.
Penn State doesn't have a protected rival.
Nope.
At all?
No.
None.
None.
Nope.
That's actually I was kind of assumed like Ohio State.
I figured it'd be like Ohio State,
Yeah,
but that's pretty lopsided as well.
So
So,
Ohio,
Yeah.
of course, Ohio State's
Michigan.
yes, but then their like home and home teams are Illinois and Northwestern.
of
So-
course.
Cupcakes.
It's like, you know, you look at that and it's like, come on. But who knows? Bielema squats. Hey, Pat Fitzgerald squats. You never know.
You never know
You
about
never know.
Northwestern.
Northwestern 1-11 and then 9-3 the next.
No,
You never know.
that's not happening.
I don't know.
Who is
Um,
that one on their record?
That's sad.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's not good.
So just like, and the other main narrative, I guess, is like 2024 is the easy, as if Nebraska has any right to say any team's easy. They don't, by the way. And 25
Oh,
is the
Gauntlet.
Do you mean to say? Do you mean to say we're not slumming it in the Big Ten West?
slumming. And
I
maybe that's-
hated that tweet.
Maybe that's another
It
thing.
was stupid. It's a freaking Sam McEwen
Who the
article.
Should
Who
tell.
the fuck
Oh,
are
was it
we to
Chattel?
say we're
Tom Chattel.
slumming it? We are the slums, brother.
Yeah. I mean,
we are the slums.
I don't know.
I mean,
like, I get what he was trying to say.
I get it. The Big Ten West is not that strong, but we have
West.
been a contributing factor
He-
to why it's not that strong.
He's just calling it out. He's calling it the way he sees it. The
Yeah.
Big Ten West and the Big Ten East are in two different
Worlds.
stratospheres.
Yeah.
They really are. Like, imagine if Penn State was in the West. Think how good they would be. How many Big Ten championships would they be playing in?
Most
versus
of them.
yes.
Right.
That's
Most
what
of
I'm
them.
saying. So is it a little top heavy? Yes,
Sure.
but so is the SEC.
Yep.
So in my opinion, whatever. He's not wrong. And yes, we did contribute to that because we have been very bad.
Do you know what I love about seeing the strength or lack thereof in the Big Ten West? I see a lot of room for growth for Nebraska.
I mean, but they're
I see a
also
lot of room
adding
for growth.
Nebraska. They're also adding USC and UCLA to the West,
And-
and that immediately is going to make it better.
and that's not going to be the end. They're going to keep adding teams.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I believe Oregon and Wazoo are in talks right now with the Big Ten.
Why? Okay.
That's
why?
weird.
Okay.
That's what I've heard.
I can see Oregon, but
Yeah, you want teams that
They're
make
going to
money.
snipe. They're going to snipe the teams out of the Pac-12 that actually work.
Well, that'd be like Washington.
And I've heard that. Yeah, no, I don't think Washington was in those talks, but I've heard that Stanford wants to join the Big Ten, but it was a hard no.
That whole academic thing would be kind of tough.
Yep.
Yeah,
And there is a high standard of academics in the Big Ten, but
I mean,
Stanford's on another level.
I didn't know they
Stanford's
were
like-
getting paid for that.
Stanford could go
Yeah.
Ivy if they wanted to.
Well, they're not going to do that. They're
No,
not saying they've been good as of late, but they
Well,
are.
If they're not going Ivy, they're going Big Ten or SEC because those are the only conferences that exist.
No,
there.
they're going to be in called the left out conference, like where the Iowa
Yeah.
States, the Baylors
The-
of the world, all those other schools.
The undesirables.
Yes.
Right.
So
That are they might be really smart. They might be smart as they might be designing our apps on our phone, but they can't play fucking football.
Hey,
I mean Nebraska.
Andrew Luck went to Stanford. You leave him alone.
Sure did.
Also, Richard Sherman.
Something that I'm curious about, where do the service academies play into all this?
they're just going to ride
They'll
it
just
out.
keep
Do you think
doing.
they just go like non-aligned
Well, they're in.
or create their own
Uh,
conference?
I mean, they're like Mountain West and American.
Yeah, Air
I don't know.
Air Force is in the Mountain West. You got
And you got the ones in
Army,
the,
AAC.
AC. So I don't know. I don't think they care. To be honest, they're not. I don't think that the
That's not their
the
driving
armed forces
force.
are trying to compete for national championships.
Yeah,
Right.
that's not their driving
They're not
force
revving-
behind what they're doing.
And if you have a good player at Army or Navy or Air Force, and they're like that good, I have a feeling there'd be some waivers signed, and they would end up in the Power 2 some way somehow.
Dude, you don't
Well-
go to Army, Navy, or Air Force with the expectation that
Right.
if I'm really good, I'm going to transfer. That's not why they're.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they obviously have other things on their mind.
Right.
But
And when it comes to service academies, I think we can all agree on one thing, and that's go Navy.
No.
Go Navy.
Go Army.
Go Navy, beat Army.
Go Army.
Does
Go Navy.
Munkin coach for Navy? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Fuck
You're
Monkey.
literally the only one over there on the Navy
Fuck you.
train.
Go Navy, beat Army.
Let's just keep going with this whole like slumming thing, right?
Slumming. We are the slum.
Because the athletic beat Doctorman, he will throughout this past week, and contributed to this,
Fuck Scott.
was sniping back at Husker fans, talking about look, here's all the claimed national championships that Iowa has. Look, it's in the Big Ten media book. It's in the Big Ten media book. It must be true.
Wrong.
And if I just want to go to Iowa City, and I want to see a banner hanging up where it says Iowa 1960 national champion.
They
I just
have
want to
those.
see it.
No, they have those.
They do.
Yeah, it's in the it's on the stadium walls too. It's like 1952, 1953.
They do. Wow.
Yeah, they actually do like rep those. Because like when I go with my buddy Zach, who's an Iowa
Wow.
fan, when we go to Iowa City, we used to go every other year, and then he ruined that tradition, so fuck him. But when we go there, he's like, "See, we're 5-time national champions too." It was before, when we played YMCA and
Well,
all the other schools.
Yeah, we
played
played a bunch
6
of high
games a year.
schoolers.
Yeah,
wow. I didn't think that they hung
no
those banners.
It's not even banners. It's on the stadium wall,
Oh, okay.
That's embarrassing.
big letters, national champs.
Why aren't people clowning them like they did UCF back in 2017?
Yeah.
The heck?
They should.
This and this is a shot at my own team. If you guys remember 2014, the Colts hung a banner for AFC finalist.
Oh,
Meaning they
Lord.
made the AFC championship.
Finally.
That is more embarrassing than the Colts banner. It's
Yeah,
like, dude, stop.
Oh boy.
Just
And that-
stop.
But like the other point was like the reason why the Big Ten West hasn't been good is because the supposed blue blood that came in has underperformed.
what does that
Do
have
it.
to do with everybody else?
That's the point I was going to make is like, why does it have to be on the newcomer Nebraska that no one supposedly even likes anyway? Why does it have to be up to us?
Purdue,
To uphold-
Minnesota. What are they fucking doing?
And like, don't get us wrong, Nebraska should have upheld that end of the bargain and
Yeah.
haven't.
Especially this shithole of a fucking.
But it's like,
division.
why is it on Nebraska to be like the bastion of the Big Ten West?
Well,
yeah.
because they're the blue blood. They're the blue blood.
the
of
only
the Big
one?
Ten West.
The only
Yeah.
one.
But
yeah.
these other schools that football's but not really. We don't really care that much. Yeah.
I guess to your point, if you talk to any reasonable Nebraska fan, there are like dozens of us. We'll tell you, yeah, like yeah,
Dozens.
reasonable. But we'll tell you, yeah, like we sucked. Like, we have sucked. And, we always hold this hope burns eternal. We have that. But, yeah, you look at these other schools that want to blame it on, well, adding Nebraska, adding Maryland, adding whatever. That's not detracting from your program. You suck too.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why not everyone is looking internal or looking
Hey,
internally.
before you point the finger, point the thumb. That's all I got to say.
Well, and I think Chattel's main point was like, these other teams in the West, they are content with not competing for natties. And I think that's what he meant by slumming. And of course, you know how Twitter is. It's a wildfire. It gets out of control.
Well, they pulled,
and he's an old man who's never on Twitter. And I think it was even Sam McEwen who was the one that posted it.
He was the one that posted.
Like,
That's why I
even
saw
know.
Sam posted. So,
and he knew what quote to pull.
Oh,
yes.
he got the interaction.
Sam loves the clicks.
Hey,
Yeah.
well, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do.
He got his clicks.
You work for a dying newspaper. That's what you're supposed to do. And it worked.
Wait, people still get the newspaper?
Yeah,
That
man.
still exists.
Telling
Yeah.
you.
Oh.
Shoot.
That's odd.
Okay. So, and look, 2025, which is the gauntlet of death, that's Rule's third year. So if things are on schedule, should be fine.
Yeah.
I've seen the tweet that's like 2023 is going to, is it test us, and 2024 is going to build us, and 2025 is going to like
Challenge.
define us.
Yeah.
Define us.
Good.
But that's what's tough. Is like you say you get 8 or 9 wins in 2025. Holy shit. I mean, that's a tough schedule.
We don't know what those teams are going to look like in 2025.
That's right.
Though. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like Lincoln
that's a
Riley
fair
could be on
point,
another
too.
team. You know, he could be coaching
Yeah.
another team by then, or in the NFL.
And that's a fair point too. But it's so tough. I guess to your point, to say right now what those years are going to hold, what
Right.
it's going to look like.
Well, think about it.
Dude, I mean,
You got Jeff Sims right now, right? He can play here this year and in 2024 if he wanted
Yeah.
to, right?
He ain't going to
Then
be here in
after that-
25.
Some other quarterback will be the quarterback in 2025.
And my Lord, do I hope Dylan Raiola's arm looks good that year.
and honestly, you think of schools like Ohio State. If Ohio State does not beat Michigan, what happens to Ryan Day? Like, I think that's a serious thing that people need to look at is Ryan Day might get fired for not beating Michigan if they lose 3 in a row.
That would be fun.
That would be.
I don't think that's a real concern.
No, I think it really is.
I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
I mean, they wanted his ass out of there last year, and it was like, dude.
Well, because this is his recruiting classes now. You got him when he was beating Michigan.
Urban.
It was all urban stuff.
Born on third base.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now it's like, this is your program now.
So he's
Right.
going to get the Bo Pelini treatment, and he's going to get fired for 9 wins. And I hope what happened in Nebraska happens to Ohio State
And Wisconsin.
and Wisconsin. Fuck Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's got it bad. Wisconsin's
Okay,
got
you
it
go-
bad
I
in
get it.
2024.
Yeah.
I cannot divulge any sources here,
Oh, geez. Bad.
but I hear that Bo Pelini might be coming back into the fold. Not as a coach, not as an associate, not anything like that, but he is ready to re-engage with the Husker fan base.
No way.
I have that from a credible source.
Get a bathroom named after him?
I cannot
A urinal?
I cannot talk about all of that, but I
beer?
have got it from a very credible source that Bo Pelini is ready to re-engage with Nebraska.
You guys hearing this?
You heard it first.
We'll see.
Re-engage. Well, if we know anything about Matt Rule, he likes to bring people back in the fold that, Randy Greger. Spurned.
They
I
were
like that.
spurned by Nebraska.
And now Matt Rule's like, we like you again. Come here. Is that
Would
am
that
I
be
on board?
sweet if Matt Rule hired Bo Pelini as an analyst?
Jesus.
Wouldn't that be the
so-
like? That's obviously not going to happen. But wouldn't that be fucking hilarious?
To my knowledge, Bo Pelini, provided this happens, would not be coming on in any official capacity, but is willing to, like I said, re-engage with Nebraska.
Okay. I don't want to play this out anymore because we're not going to get anything out of you anyway. But like Ohio State, Ryan Day, who knows? Even Michigan, like does Harbaugh want to leave?
He's been trying.
And so once he go, because he's going to eventually, are they going to hire another Brady Hoke? Who knows?
I could have sworn
We could be the top dog by 2025. I'm just saying.
Here we go.
Program stability it weighs way more than anything else.
Timing can sometimes be everything.
Okay, now listen. I just want to point back to Wisconsin really quick.
Air raid.
They're playing Alabama, at Iowa, at Maryland, at Michigan, at Nebraska, at USC, and then they're playing Indiana, Minnesota, Penn State, and Purdue. That is
No, Ohio
a
State,
grinder.
That's mean.
No, I'm talking
That's
you.
mean.
You're starting your first. Okay, so you have 2 tune-up games: Western Michigan, South Dakota, and then you go into an absolute shit show. You're playing Alabama,
Is
Iowa,
Alabama-
Maryland.
Is that not a tune-up, Alabama?
No,
And you know what? Alabama is traveling up to
Wisconsin.
and Camp
Yeah.
Randall.
Hey,
Yeah, but then they're not home again for 5-6 weeks.
that's awesome.
God, that's rough.
so fucking
That's
awesome.
so rough.
Hey, who says that if Ryan Day gets fired at Ohio State, who says that Luke Fickell doesn't go back to Ohio State?
Hey.
And then sucks for that coach.
Yeah.
Whoever that one is.
Yeah.
You know, hey, and another thing too, speaking of tune-up games, right? And the Big Ten, they have their 9 conference games. And I think the SEC will eventually.
No, they
Do
will
it.
not.
No.
I think
There were only 2 coaches that visited
No,
moved
it'll be
to
the
9.
other
Do
way.
you know-
I think the Big Ten will go 8.
here's why I think SEC will go 9, and you can call me wrong.
You're wrong.
I think the TV network is going to say 8's not going to work anymore. You playing Lafayette week 11 is not going to work. We need you to play a conference team
Oh shit.
for our
Somebody
TV.
that fucking matters.
So I think that's why they'll move back to 9.
I got in this argument with one of my buddies, a Tennessee fan, big SEC bias guy. And I was like, okay, let me ask you this. I'm not denying that the SEC is the best conference in college football. Not denying that at all.
Right.
But why is it when we're playing at Camp Randall in November, you guys are playing fucking Helen Keller University, in fucking November? Why is that a thing?
Well, you know,
He said,
Mike
well, because we beat up on each other.
Right.
So do we.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, if you look at the Citadel stats over the last 6 seasons, shut the fuck up.
Citadel.
No. And then we got into the topic of like top heavy, like the Big Ten being more top heavy or the SEC being more top heavy. I'm like, there was 4 relevant teams. And I said, any team in the SEC that was 6-6, that's a fucking cop out. They were 5-7 in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
They are. Because you get the fucking bullshit game in November and you get the fucking 4 non-con games.
Yeah.
He's like, well, we schedule hard games. He's like, Alabama played Texas. I'm like, okay. Who Tennessee play?
Is
Like-
Texas a hard game for Alabama? That's the
scheduled it
question
on
we should be
purpose.
asking.
They schedule that shit on purpose.
Yeah.
That's like me saying, like, well, this year Nebraska plays Colorado. And
Yeah.
what?
I mean, I would kill to be able to beat a team by 50 points before you head into rivalry week.
No
right
shit.
before we go play Iowa, I wish we could go
A
play
tune-up
somebody.
game?
Yeah, a tune-up game.
Wouldn't that be fucking nice?
It would be.
Dude, everything about
Yeah, we
college
get
football,
like Georgia Southern.
Oh,
Yeah.
stop.
everything about college football is slanted towards the South. Like all the big bowl games where they play, they're played in the South in a dome. The fact that Alabama's coming up to Camp Randall, not in November, mind you, it's still going to be warm. I wish it'd be November,
Yeah, that'd
But-
be great. That
but-
could be their tune-up game.
but everything is slanted with a Southern bend.
Yeah.
Everything's to their advantage.
Yeah.
In all
Just
the
wild.
all the recruits are there. All the big games that are played are there.
Here is
It's nice fun.
I had one more thing on it, though. He said, you know how we prove ourselves that we're the best conference?
How?
Bowl games. I said, motherfucker, it is 2023. Bowl games do not fucking matter anymore.
no.
They do not matter. There's opt-outs. There's transfers. There's all this shit. There's teams that literally, they're not healthy enough to even put a full team out in a bowl game.
Yeah.
He says,
Auburn-
but our bowl game record's just better than everybody else.
That's where
It's not even
it
true,
means
though.
more.
Again,
That's like
It
literally
means
not.
more.
I've talked about this a lot recently. It was their current head coach and now our former head coach, Scott, when they played Auburn that year on their undefeated season, they claim a national championship.
Mm.
Like half of that Auburn team was sitting out.
Yeah, they opted out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Bowl games don't matter.
They don't
Well-
matter in 2023 unless you're in a New York
New Year's.
New
Year's.
Oh, New York.
Yeah, not New York.
New Year's 6 bowl,
Yeah.
or you're in the college football playoff.
Well,
That's it.
That's why your Tennessee friend, whoever that is, said bowl games. It's like, why did you say bowl games? Why didn't you just say the playoff?
National
Because you
championships.
literally run the playoff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
Yeah.
My question on we talked about the Wisconsin 2024 schedule. Bama coming up to Wisconsin. If Wisconsin, that would be Luke Fickell's second year, beats Alabama, does that shift a little bit of perspective on the talent from Big Ten versus SEC? Does that shift people's perspectives?
I don't think so.
No.
With arguably, I would say right now that the second best team in the SEC, you're losing to a mid-tier Big Ten team.
Well, look,
I feel like it would at least become a question.
Well, you know what the SEC teams would say, or the
they
you know what
sat up and
Feinbaum.
we just overlooked them a little bit.
Yeah.
And,
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's an excuse built in for any time an SEC power loses.
and to their credit, Bama and Georgia do play each other every single year. That's a joke.
LOL.
They never fucking play each other.
Dude,
They're scared.
You had Georgia fans complaining that they're actually going to be playing Bama. It's like
pussies.
that's supposed to be the bare minimum.
That's the point.
Like, sorry, like
You
you're
should
in
play
the-
good teams. If you want to prove that you're the best, beat the fucking best.
It's ridiculous.
It's
It's
not
absolutely
TCU.
ridiculous. And I'm not biased towards the Big Ten or anything like that. I'm biased towards if you're going to have a college football playoff and there's a resume for each team, and you look at an SEC team who happens to keep getting multiple teams in all the time,
Strength of schedule.
straight the schedule. And meanwhile, you got teams that are fucking slugging it out in November, and you got the fucking SEC doing nothing.
Dog
Mhm.
shit.
Yes.
Well, yeah, and
I'm not saying
Why-
those teams aren't talented. I'm not.
they are. They
But
are.
prove it.
And the system,
Show
this- like they say in politics, it's rigged. Well, the system is rigged towards them because they're doing things that they want to do, and they're not being punished. So why would you change?
It's true. TV. Yeah, I agree. Though.
But
I
I
think
think-
TV money is either going to, it's going to push it one way or the other.
We're not putting the Citadel on TV, Bama.
This-
You better play South Carolina or something.
We're not airing Pee Wee.
Yeah.
They have been for the past. fucking-
fair.
They do.
Would you guys be in support of, like, okay, so for instance, these tune-up games, right?
Mhm.
Well, Nebraska is going to be playing Tennessee as a non-con. Obviously not a tune-up, right?
No,
That's
it's a
a
real
very
game.
good team. Would you be in support of them dropping Tennessee for a more favorable
Yeah,
squad?
I would.
Not at this point.
No, I would. If we're
No.
what year are we playing Tennessee?
27?
There you go. Perfect. Yes, I would. Because if I'm building a resume and college football playoff by that time will be 8 or 12 teams. Yeah,
I just want wins.
I just want wins because obviously it doesn't matter of who you beat and when you beat them. It's more about when you lose, unless you're Alabama and you can lose, not play, get the week off for the conference championship game, and then somehow make the college football playoff. Obviously, it didn't happen this year, but still, it's happened in the past. So to me, no, why challenge yourself and risk anything happening on your record?
Mhm.
Because in college football, every loss is
It's not the NFL where you can go
Detrimental.
9 and
Yes.
7.
every
So-
loss is bad.
I totally understand your rationale. You're not wrong. But I don't want us running from anybody.
There you go.
Well, I'm
If
with you there.
If I'm going to sit here and talk about how Bama and Georgia are pussies for not playing each other every year, I can't sit here and say, "Oh no, I'd rather duck out from Tennessee." No,
No,
I don't want to run from
I
anybody.
totally agree with that.
I see the rationale.
No, but
No,
I'm thinking
I get
from a
what he's
business
saying.
standpoint, and
But if I'm saying if you want to be a dog, I can't sit here and say Nebraska shouldn't be some dogs.
they
Like,
should be.
go straight at them.
I agree.
And it's like,
let's go play the big boys.
if you're going to drop Tennessee and replace them with Furman,
Yeah,
like, is that Furman win going to like make or break your season? It's like if that's the one game,
no, I
like
don't think it does.
if that's the one
But
game that
Tennessee
changes-
does. If you lose, it does.
If you win, it absolutely does.
No, not really.
It-
Because you could beat Tennessee in September and then go lose to Iowa and Wisconsin, and guess what? You're just another team.
Sure, but if you're saying you lose to Tennessee, it breaks your season.
It does.
Yeah, but if you beat them, it makes it. Like it poses the same weight on both sides.
But that's
loss, win, it holds the same weight.
But as someone who doesn't gamble, you gamble, so you're obviously on that side. I don't gamble, so I would rather have the high percentage play, which is
yeah, but it provides very marginal upside when it comes to strength of schedule, if any.
but if it kills your season right away in September, and then you're fucked. Like, all right, I got Tennessee and I got to play Ohio State, Michigan, and whatever. I know I'm already going to lose a couple, right? It's
Well,
like, why would
hopefully
I
not.
challenge myself in the non-con? You know?
Well, and I think you would have to. I guess it depends on who your coach is, right? But as a team, if you lose to Tennessee, and let's say it's a hard fought, close loss, right? We know all about those, and you run the table in the Big Ten, and you do very well. You would just hope that the kingmakers of college football would look at that Tennessee loss and go, well, maybe we'll give them the benefit of the doubt because they challenged themselves and they didn't turn to Furman when they easily could have. You just hope that there's like people with sense, and that's a big ask.
Yeah.
But you hope that there's people with sense that are making decisions that would look at that Tennessee hard fought, close loss
Where it could have gone either way.
And like, we'll reward them because they challenge themselves instead of them scheduling a cupcake. Just because they wanted to add an extra win.
I feel like when we get to that point, there's going to be so many teams in different conferences. There's going to be this like heavy rivalry between the SEC and the Big Ten, which there already is now.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I feel like it's almost going to be like boxing, where like the two conferences do not talk. They do not do business together. So at that point, you're just not going to schedule a game like that either. I think it's going to be like, we fucking hate the SEC. We fucking hate the Big Ten. You're either with us or you're with them. That's it.
If that's the case, you know what I would hope is like going forward, if you're going to have non-conference games, it has to be, if you're in the Big Ten, you have to schedule an SEC team as your non-con. And you're not going out to the former Pac-12 and getting Stanford, none of that shit. They can play their own games. You're going to play the non-con with the SEC team
and make
vice
it
versa.
Something like, and I know you guys aren't big college basketball guys, but like the ACC Big Ten Challenge, make it something like do a week of the Big Ten SEC Challenge,
and that's your non-con. So there's no risk of Bama scheduling Furman or Nebraska.
No, everybody schedules somebody in that particular.
I think
I would like that, but they have to have the same amount of teams.
Yeah,
that's a
and
problem.
That's going to be something.
Yeah,
9 conference games. Boom. Consistent.
Yep.
Kyle Byers, I'm throwing it over to you. I know you wanted to throw out some things for our listeners.
Yeah, put a little bow on this episode. There's more to come on this conversation.
Yeah. Okay. So we wanted to take like 10 minutes and just talk about some things that are happening in-house and things that the support from the listeners have kind of allowed us to do. Okay. So number one, I just wanted to touch base on the award show. As it sits right now, we've got like 160 tickets that are sold. I put sold in quotations because it's a free event.
It's free.
So whether you listen to us or you listen to Damon Benning and Andrew Rogers, or you follow along with Adam Carricker, like everyone's going to be there. So this is your chance to come in and grab a beer with all your favorite podcasters and just hang out for an evening. It's August 19th. We're going to have food. There's going to be a photo booth. It's going to be like a legit award show with an MC, a DJ. All this stuff's going to be going on here. So I just plead to you that we just need more people here. The whole point of it was just to get everyone engaged, bring all the podcasts together. It's a whole community. Everybody on Twitter, you see this stuff going back and forth, the memes, we've talked about it today. Everyone will be here. This is your chance to just come hang out for free, grab a beer, and just enjoy the night. Second thing on the list is merch.
Heyo.
We put it in order for merch for the boys here. We've been working really hard with Evans Custom Apparel.
Custom Apparel.
We've been working hard with them, just trying to come up with ideas and, putting together some quality merch for NBNR. So we're going to be doing a little photo shoot. There might be a video. I don't know yet. But there's going to be some stuff coming out as far as like the link goes. We're going to be advertising the merch that we have coming out. It's really nice stuff. So
yeah,
that'll be in the next couple weeks.
And if you want merch, remember, if you buy merch for our podcast, you're not only supporting the podcast itself, but you're supporting the guests that come on the podcast. All this stuff is paid out of pocket from the podcast. We support our guests, our former players, by treating them to food and other things. And so if you buy anything for merch, we don't get a lot from it, but just know that all your money goes to former Huskers and everything else. So
yes,
we appreciate you listening. And if you are supporting us by buying some merchandise, we appreciate you as well.
Yes. Third thing, we're in talks with Herdat. We're going to be doing a live show there at the Hale Varsity Club. We don't know the details on that yet, but we're going to get that all figured out, or the date, anything like that. But I'm just letting you know, plan ahead of time. We're going to be doing a live show. You guys come hang out, and
probably sometime in August. I'm assuming sometime in August. So yeah, we'd love to pack the house.
Dude, I mean, look, here's the thing, right? I mean, every time we've had a live show, we've had 2 of them. Every time it's been a good time.
Mhm.
People come, they watch us shoot the shit, and they drink. And not everyone likes to drink, but it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
Fun time.
Like
it's not just like a, hey, we're going to do a show for an hour and then everybody get the hell out. Like we all hang out, we just drink, we have a good time, music's playing, like come on in, we take pictures and all that other stuff.
We do Q&A and stuff if you have burning questions.
Or just shit you want to get off your chest. We're more than welcome just to let you take the mic.
That's a Clark thing there. Yeah, we let Clark just have the microphone and he can ask us anything he wants.
Right. Yeah, his famous line is "fucking A."
We're talking about baseball.
Yeah,
all right, Clark.
What other than that? Oh,
Minneapolis,
Minnesota. We're going to be doing a live show there at the Lions Pub. It's an all Husker bar. Thing is decked out in Husker apparel and whatever.
LYONS.
Yeah,
right.
Lions Pub. It's in downtown Minneapolis. If you've never been there, it's like you're home away from home.
Yep.
The Husker chants, the Go Big Red, all that stuff is happening, and we get the opportunity to sit down probably around noon or 1 o'clock, and we're going to do like probably a 2-hour show. We'll come in, we'll do our normal thing, we'll interact with people around. It's gonna be a great time. Go to Lions Pub for the Minnesota game. If you're not going to the Minnesota game, consider it. It's the first game of college football.
Yep.
Why not go and spend your Thursday and your weekend in Minneapolis?
The first game of the rule era.
Yes.
And not only in Minneapolis, but spend it with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hang out with us, our dumbasses, and just drink a beer with us. If you happen to come and you stumble upon us, don't be scared to say hi. Like we seriously appreciate that. We've had some people come up to us at different events through Herdat, and they've said, "Hey, you're the No Block No Rock guys. Keep it up." And
ask for autographs.
So just Jared.
I learned how to write just so I could sign autographs.
He's colorblind, but he can write.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that'll be a good time. And I mean, like after the game, I know we're gonna go out and we're gonna hang out. So like we'll find the spot, we'll go chill for the night, drink some beers, and hopefully not drown out our sorrows. But yeah, I mean, the whole event is going to be cool. Come hang out with us before the game. We're going to go to the game. We'll be there. And then afterwards, we're going to go out. I know we're going to be meeting up with a couple of the Herdat folks, hang out with them at the end of the night. Like
it'll be a good time.
Yeah.
And as someone who goes to away games every year, you're kind of sometimes scared of like, oh, am I going to have anywhere to tailgate, or am I going to have anywhere to?
I'm going to get my ass kicked.
Yeah, like because you don't really know. You're in enemy territory.
Yeah, we have your safe.
We have your safe place to go, and we promise you we will welcome you with open arms.
Oh yeah,
Lions Pub, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Get your tickets, even if you're not going to the game. Just come hang out with us.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Watch the game at the Husker Bar.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that we just want to talk about. I know we're getting to the end here, but I mean, ultimately, like we've been busy.
YouTube.
Yes, YouTube.
If you have a Gmail account, you can get on our YouTube and subscribe. We are looking to get 500 subscribers, hopefully by the end of the month. We want to get 500 subscribers so we can actually make a couple dollars doing what we love to do.
It is a free way to support the podcast.
Yes, you don't have to spend a dime. Just hit subscribe.
Hit subscribe, and like if you don't want any notifications, then turn the notifications off.
Yeah, it is free and it supports us doing what we're doing.
Yeah,
I think that's really all we had, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, we've been working hard, bringing guests on the podcast, and that's part of the beauty of it. Is it doesn't really feel like work. We just invite these people, they come on, we bullshit, we laugh, we drink beer, we eat food, and it's a good time. But I will tell you this: there is work on the other fence of things. Right? Yeah. I do the video work. Jared does the TikToks. Mike is doing the audio. We're all doing social media stuff. Like it's not just show up, record it, and like just send it out to the cloud, right?
Yeah.
Like
the universe just gets us right away. No, there's a lot of work that goes into it.
There's a lot of work that's involved. And if you ask anybody that's ever tried to do a podcast, they will tell you the exact same thing. Some people stick with it. Some people don't. I don't see us ending anytime soon.
Absolutely not.
But I'm just letting you know, there's a lot of work here. So from my part, this is my sentimental piece to end it out.
Here we go.
Hey, I just want to say thank you to all three of you for all the hard work that we put in, because it's the best. Like it's all just a lot of fun. We drink, we eat, we talk with people that we've always been fans of. And yeah, so it's always been a good time.
Appreciation Pod. There's your title.
You're gonna,
for this
make,
episode.
you're gonna make me cry.
Hey man.
And this is where we thank Kyle for the
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Being
amount
so
of work
handsome.
that this guy does. I'm telling you, the video, the business, like
Yeah.
literally the go-to guy that, like, if I have something, he's a business owner. I'm like, hey, what should we do here?
Yeah.
Kyle always has an answer. So
You look at, and I know for the listeners, they might not, again, understand what's gone into this, but if you look at this podcast award show that's coming up, Kyle Byers
yes.
has done so goddamn much to make this thing a success.
So show up.
Yes.
Yeah,
And,
please. I'm
like,
pleading you.
Deserves all the credit.
Appreciate it. Yeah. No.
and remind people what the date.
It's August
August
19th.
19th.
And I think we're aiming for the show to start at 7:00. And I'm talking, this is going to be a 30-minute thing. The award show itself is going to be 30 minutes.
The rest is cocktail hour and networking. If you want to network and get to know some of these people, former athletes, podcasters, come in and network.
Yeah.
That's the best way.
AKA shoot the shit.
I forgot. I know Kyle said it earlier. How much were tickets?
Free.
Oh, they're
Oh,
free? It's
absolutely.
$0.
It costs
fucking zero.
$0 to
Fucking
come in
zero.
here and hang out with your favorite podcast.
Yeah. Hey, and shouts out to Alamo. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
They
Alamo
hooked it up.
Draft House being a big old sponsor of the event.
Yep.
it's good.
They're great partners.
So
you know
that's
it's real.
That's really all I got for updates and housekeeping stuff. I know we kind of just touch on it a little bit at the end of like every episode, but we just wanted a little like extra time here in this week that we don't have a guest to kind of touch base. So
Yeah. Appreciation Pod.
Beautiful.
We appreciate all your listeners. We appreciate everybody at the table. I am off next week. Well, we're all off next week. I'll be out of town. So this episode will be dropping on Tuesday. So
And if you're listening on your favorite podcast app, we mean today.
yeah.
It's dropping
We're
today.
in the future.
yeah, ooh.
All right. Twitter at
At what?
Twitter at NBNR Podcast, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram at NBNR Podcast. Go follow us. Any place that you listen to your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, whatever.
Amazon. That's like a new
Sure.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bezos, whatever. 5-star review. It helps with the charts and stuff. We'd appreciate that. All right. Let's sign off, guys. I'm one of your hosts, Jared Hall.
Mike Delaware.
Kyle Byers.
And Connor Cavalack.
As always, beat Minnesota and GBR. Beat.